Welcome to Astro Rahu Channel English. I am your host Vishal Sathye. Today we are going to discuss for the Gemini Ascendant what happens when Mars comes in the 5th house in Libra. See, if I say, when I say certain negative things in any of the placements, then always remember not to get discouraged or frightened, because this is a particular one placement which we are discussing. We are not talking about the whole horoscope. So predictions depend on how the whole horoscope is. So in this placement, what happens is, what I have seen many a times repetitively is, here Mars is the 6th lord and he is placed in the 5th house. Here the lord of obstacles is placed in the house of romance. So many a times, especially in case of females, there could be a situation where they might have failed affairs, and there can be a heartbreak, and in some cases due to that education can also be hampered, because here Mars 6th lord is placed in the 5th house, and from 5th house education is also seen. Also in case of males, we can see with this placement that due to some dispute with other counterparts, other male friends, there could be some problems which can result in stoppage of education, or some problems in education, or some obstacles in life. This can also be seen in case of males. Remember, here Mars is also the 11th lord, which is placed in the 5th house, and he is also the 6th lord. And whenever a particular planet rules one Dushtana house and he also rules one good house, many a times the effects of the Dushtana houses are more amplified. The second the second thing in this placement which I have many a times seen is that there could be some problem with the brother, because Mars also represents the brother, and either the brother is not doing well and has some problems of his, due to which the subject feels some problems. Say the younger brother is having some issues, and due to that the family has to bear some obstacles, and in this way Mars, being the lord of the 6th house, being placed in the 5th house, brings obstacles to the subject. Or many a times there are also such instances which I have seen where there is dispute with the brother regarding inheritance, and due to that also this Mars brings in obstacles in life. The third thing over here, I have also seen that because 5th house represents children, either children they come late, childbirth happens late, or there in certain cases I have also seen that many a times the first birth, sometimes, not many a times, sometimes during the first birth there is abortion. I remember among several consultations, in particular consultation, until the 8th month, everything was fine, and suddenly the female had this placement, and in the beginning of the 9th month, during a checkup, the doctor found out that the child had actually died inside, and then they found out that the umbilical cord actually had wound against the neck, and due to that the child had died, had passed away. So such difficult situations during childbirth, in certain exceptional circumstances, especially if there is more malefic aspect or conjunction on the 5th house, then this is also many times seen with this placement. Again, a fourth thing many times I've seen here, especially if Saturn is conjunct this Mars, many a times this is a very difficult yoga due to planetary dispute of Saturn and Mars. In such cases, if Saturn and Mars are conjunct in the 5th house, then many a times the subject is required to do a lot of manual work. So in such a case, in such a conjunction, the person might be in the field of he or she might be a house intern, that is a homemaid, where the person has to do hard work persistently, and still he is expected to do that work very fast, doing the work persistently, slowly, gradually, with responsibility, but doing that quickly in a given particular time. This is also seen from this placement in some cases. So this was my analysis on this placement, Mars being placed in Libra in the 5th house for the Gemini Ascendant. Yes, here, because Mars is also the 11th Lord, then if the subcharts are not, especially if the Dashamsha chart is not good, Navamsa and Dashamsha, and if the character of the person is not good, then we can also see that the subject is gaining in money from the higher group, higher sources, higher friends and higher society, and he or she is doing so through romance, through indulging in several romances. This can be also seen with this placement in certain cases. Or if the 6th house is strong and the 11th house is also strong, and if the ascendant lord is strong, then hopes and wishes can also be fulfilled due to speculation, profit through speculation, or through some kind of creativity if Venus is strong, and due to some kind of creative talent of the person, hopes and wishes can be fulfilled. This can also be seen. So this was my analysis on this placement, Mars being placed in Libra in the 5th house for the Gemini Ascendant. If you like this episode, don't forget to share and like the video. Until the next episode, this is Vishal Sathye signing off for now. Bye.